Hi crochet friends, welcome back to Crochet Unraveled. Today we're going to be learning how to make these really cute soap savers. Okay, so I have in here, I'm switching over to all bars for everything. So I have my shampoo and conditioner bars in these. And what the soap savers do is they eliminate your need for plastic loofahs, which are kind of single use and then you have to throw them away. Instead you can use these. It's made out of cotton yarn, so you can throw it in the wash whenever it gets dirty, and it prevents bacteria from growing, and you can hang it up in your shower like so, and you don't get that slimy bacteria all over your soap or your shampoo and conditioner bars. And also you can bring it with you. I made a regular size and a travel size, so you can bring it with you wherever you go, and this really helps it so the rest of your toiletries don't get all wet and nasty when you are traveling. So yes, today I'm going to teach you how to make these. It's actually a very simple pattern, great for beginners, and all you need to know how to do is chain and slip stitch. Okay, we're going to use two different sizes of hooks, and I will talk about that in a second. I love this cotton yarn, and you can choose whatever color you want, and I thought it might be cute if you choose one color for the body and then another color for the cinch. You can do that, or you can do it all the same color, whatever you want to do. One more thing before we get started, make sure you give this video a like and hit that subscribe button and the bell notification, so that way you know whenever I have a new project going live and we can keep up together. Alright, let's get started. So let's talk about what materials we will need for this project. The first thing you're going to want is a pair of scissors or trimmers. Next, you're going to want your yarn, which I love this cotton in the color 230 Woods. You want two hooks, an F or 3.75 millimeter, and an I or a 5.5 millimeter hook. And then of course you're going to want your tapestry needle, and that's to weave in all of the ends when you are finished. As an optional item, you can use a tape measure just to make sure that you're on track with what the pattern says, but it's not crucial, and all you'll really want to know is that your soap fits in there. For this pattern, I created two different sizes, the travel and regular size. So the first thing you need to do is decide which of those sizes that you're going to crochet. The process is very similar no matter which size you pick. The main difference is your starting chain, the length of that, and then how many rounds you will crochet in total. Now that you've decided that, let's go ahead and get started with a slip knot. We're going to start with our larger hook, that's the I or 5.5 millimeter hook. And we're going to chain a foundation chain. If you are doing the regular size, you're going to chain 17, and if you're doing the travel size, you will chain 11 to start. Once you've reached the end of your chain, no matter which size you're doing, you're going to skip the first two chains next to your hook, and then you're going to slip stitch into the back loop of the third chain. So that's the loop that's the farthest from you. So you're going to insert your hook, yarn over, pull up so you have two loops on your hook, and then pull through that first loop to make your slip stitch. Now we're going to start a simple repeat of chain 2, skip 1 stitch, and then slip stitch in that back loop of the next stitch. And you're going to repeat this same pattern all the way to the end of your foundation chain, and then we will move on from there. Great job! Now that we've reached the end of that foundation chain, we're going to keep the same pattern going, but we will turn our work and we'll be going in the opposite direction down the other side of our foundation chain. So as you can see, I'm kind of pointing out where to put your hook, and it's just in the opposite side of that same foundation chain. If you haven't made it to the end of that first round yet, you can feel free to go ahead and pause the video because we're going to move on now. So we're not going to turn our work, we're going to continue going in the same direction, and we're going to chain 2 and do another slip stitch in the chain 2 space from our first round. So insert your hook under that chain 2, our very first chain 2, and then make your slip stitch just like we've been doing. We're going to continue going around and around, and this is what's going to make up the body of our soap savers. If you're making the regular size, do this for 30 rounds. It should be about 6 inches tall and 3 inches wide. And for the travel size, continue this for 20 rounds. It'll be 4 inches tall and about 2 1/4 inches wide. Again, we're just going in rounds. We're not turning our work ever. And we're not doing anything different to go from one round to another. We're just continuing with the chain 2, slip stitch in the next chain 2 space. And now I'll give you a little bit of time and you can keep working on this, and we will catch up when it's time to make our cinch. By now you should have the body of your soap saver done, and it's time to just weave in those 2 loose ends that we have. Now that you've done that, the body is complete and you can flip it right side out. Looking good. And it's time to make our cinch, so switch to that smaller hook and create a slip stitch to start. If you're making the regular size, now you will chain 55 and it will end up being approximately 11 inches long. And for the travel size, go ahead and chain 35. It will end up being about 8 inches long. Once you've finished your chain, just go ahead and snip that yarn and pull the end through to secure it. Now we're going to use our tapestry needle to weave the cinch into the body of the soap saver. So thread your tapestry needle and then identify the 4th row from the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You're just gonna go under, over, all the way around. Once you've finished weaving it through, tie the loose ends together, just in a knot. Once you've tied your ends together, we're just going to weave in those loose ends using our tapestry needle. Now go ahead and trim those ends, and then you can pull that section that you just knotted into the body of the soap saver so you can't really see it. And that's it. You can pull the cinch to close it, and you have made your soap saver. Good job, guys. Crochet friends, I really hope you enjoyed that pattern and you've made some good progress on it or even finished it. I would love to see your finished projects, so if you have made this soap saver, make sure you tag me on Instagram. I will link it down below. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.